Well, hello traders and investors. I'm L.A. Little. This is your daily NeoTA wrap. We take a look at these markets, and we're doing it from a neoclassical perspective. We're looking at supply and demand on the charts. We're tape reading. We're doing what they used to do at the turn of the century, the 20th century, back when the tapes were all there was, and you had tape readers, and they turned out to be pretty good technicians as a result of that. I do the show 4 times a week, Monday through Thursday, broadcast at 4, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, archived on YouTube and under the channel LA Little. And if you want to subscribe to the free content, just reach up on the right-hand side there, hit the subscribe button. Anytime I push that kind of content, you'll get a notification. If you want to help me spread the word, I would appreciate it. All you got to do is, hit the Twitter share, hit the, there's all kinds of shares there, Facebook, whatever. If you have accounts on that and you have a few friends, it might be nice to turn them on to what we do here. If they do want to join, you get a $250 check from me. Might be your ticket on how to get into this show that we run here. Let's take a look at the numbers. What we had this week, or so far this week, today was a flat market with the exception of the Russell. The Russell trades down about 0.5%. Elsewhere is pretty flat. You look overseas, they were closed, so that's last week's numbers on the European markets, down on the Asian markets. Oil traded down, came back towards the end. Gold and silver started higher, finished almost flat as well. You had no volume today whatsoever, one of the lightest trading days of the year. Let's look at the charts themselves. I'm going to start with the S&P. So let's see what we got. I just popped this up and I saw a couple of the indexes starting to give signals. The S&P is not. So you've got an inside bar. It's a doji. Dojis can be turns. You've got some other stuff happening here. For example, you've got an ABCD structure now that starts here and heads on up. You still got ABCD structures on the weekly. There's two of them left. One of them's just above, and there's another one quite a ways above that. But here on the S&P, I don't see anything telling us anything other than this market's just still trying to work higher. If we go to the NASDAQ, which is where I was looking right before I came on the air, this little baby did an over-under. So this, I always, there's a 2-bar and there's an over-under, and they're very distinct in that one gives you a pretty clear-cut idea that you're going to get a pullback. If you go from wherever the beginning point is and you go to where current price is and you look at the angle of ascent, and then you kind of look back and you say, did you have any larger consolidation along the way? Well, here you had 4 bars. So this one's pretty close call. This looks like a 2-bar. Now, the only thing I dislike about it is that I like to see volume a lot less than almost the same. 18.2, 17.3, 17.4 roughly. That's 8, so that's about 4%. So, yeah, I think this is a 2-bar. I think you're going to see a pullback as a result of this, at least on the NASDAQ. NDX, let's see what that one looks like. Same thing. They get over it, underneath it, a little bit less volume, same angle of ascent. That also looks like a pullback. Russell, now the Russell couldn't get anything going today, closes at the lows. And now the Russell's coming right back in. Remember, we had the big space up. You're coming right back into that little support area, the overlap, the congruent area of those 2 bars. Now, if you go back and you map out the big bars, these are the big bars. And so as we come back, I would think that the Russell is going to try and find support. First, it did it here today. Tomorrow, it should be that little area there. If it gets underneath it, well, then you can come all the way back again, right? And so the Russell really needs to find support in this little zone. If it doesn't, I suspect the Russell's going to do the same thing. The low yesterday, Friday, 1396.04. We closed it at 1396.45. Inside bar. That's a hanging man. That also looks like a reversal pattern. So 3 of the 4 giving us some sort of an idea that we may see a reversal. We didn't have Europe open, so we'll have to wait to see what that looks like tomorrow. I'm going to take a quick look here at the sectors, see if there's anything on those that looks interesting. I suspect they're all going to be kind of dead today. And let's see if we got any over-unders on these. You do here. And so the biotech does, so that should try and pull back a little bit tomorrow. If we look at the home builders, inside bar, nothing there. Real estate, that one's been popping higher, now a little bit lower, under, over. That one should try to actually work higher. And this has been working counter trend to the market. So this actually suggests market going lower if this is going higher the way it's been working of late. Transports, those guys, inside bar, nothing there on the dailies. The SOX, what else is there, folks, but the SOX? Continues higher. Nothing, no reversal here. That one, even though you got a little hanging man, there's no clear-cut signal. You got the candlestick signal. We'll see if that actually leads to something tomorrow. Basic materials, that's an inside bar as well. Energy. Now, energy tried to go lower, couldn't. Inside bar too. Financials, they actually were relative strength today. Not sure what was into them, but they were relative strength, and that's kind of interesting. So the financials, now the S&P didn't give us the reversal. Financials do. Financials a big component in that sector or in that index, so that kind of weighs against the S&P being able to go higher. Industrials, let's see what that one looks like. And that one's just down after a big move. That just looks like consolidation. Technology. And what does that one do? Now that one actually holds over, so that doesn't support the NDX IXIC. Durables. Now this guy has been on a tear. Let's see if it held, and it did. Volume keeps coming in here, folks. Look at this run. Now that's an angle of ascent, right? That's the safety sector. It keeps getting money. Utilities, another safety sector. They came off a little bit today. Healthcare, kind of quasi-safety sector. That is an under-over, more volume though. That one can pull back tomorrow. And discretionary, let's see what she did. And now she has an over-under, but also has more volume. So we don't have, straight away, we don't have signals that are uniform in that they're all saying, hey, we're going to go pull back. But at the same time, we have enough here suggesting that there could finally be some sort of a retrace in the offing here tomorrow. Moving over to gold, I haven't looked at it in a while. GDX just consolidating, doesn't look bad. Gold tries to push up. Does it hold? 121.71 underneath. So it's an over-under. That's not a 2-bar. It's just an over-under. The volatility, I saw volatility come in right at the end of the day today, and you can see that hammer reversal on volatility. Looks like volatility is going to try to pick up. Most of the time when that happens, that's a result of the fact that you have lower prices coming in, some fear coming in. Dollar index holding at the lows. Let's look at the weekly. And nothing there, just doing a retest regen on the weekly. Let me see what the European looks like. And that one also doing a retest regen now on the swing point high, no volume as it comes back. So far, dollar looks like it can still go lower. And I don't think there's anything happening in bond world, but I'll take a quick look at it, the debt instruments, see if there's anything happening there. We'll start with the high yield bonds, HYG, which is the more safe ones, and more high quality. Those look pretty good. Here's another set. Actually, the HYG is not as high quality as the LQD. LQD still looking pretty good. That's a nice pop back up. Let's look at the JNK and see if anything's happening there. A little bump down, still at highs on the weekly. So I don't think there's anything in bond land telling us to be that worried. So, my take here is what you're going to see is you're going to see an attempt finally again to bring this market lower tomorrow. I would be surprised if it didn't at least hesitate tomorrow. It looks to me like it's going to try and push lower. Will it have any follow through? Right now, nothing has followed through the downside unless you're in individual stocks. There's been a few of those. I point those out to members here on the ideas and charts. We have a set of chart ideas. You click on this, you get a whole set of ideas of charts that I've marked up as the best trades that I see at that particular time. It's a way to share ideas with members. We're also doing something else for members, just starting it up today. So members watching, we'll be announcing this. Actually, I announced it yesterday on the weekly broadcast, but you can see it here on the Charts, we've got my set. The mentors are going to be also producing sets. We're going to have these up here giving you long active monitoring, so long positions that we're actively monitoring for entries. Those that are long that we're just simply monitoring. Same thing on the shorts, active monitoring, and then those that are just monitoring. As they come about, those will create the trading ideas. When I think they're really good, I'll mark them up. Those that are worth watching show up on that active list, so you can watch those because those are shared lists that you can get to. That's it for today. I'll leave it at that. Have a great one. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Good night.